Hello everybody, so today I'd like to talk about the red horse prophecy, and this is part 2 of that series in terms of fulfillment. The first fulfillment you can find in the description box, where I speak about how the red horse of war came 85 days later after that prophecy, and the prophecy does refer to 85. And if you look, the prophecy has 3 sections to it. The first part is that war is coming, and we see that that is being ticked off because Israel entered war with Palestine, and we are witnessing the fact that many global players are getting involved with this particular war. And the second part of that prophecy deals with X. We're in the era of X, and the Lord has been speaking to me a lot about X. One thing that was really interesting to me personally is that the Roman numeral X is 10, and the Lord was speaking about judgment and how judgment will come first to his church and then to the world. Recently I saw how the church is coming under that exposure and judgment through something that is going on with TD Jakes, but I don't want to get too sidetracked on that. But judgment always starts in the church, and the Lord will always expose incorrect teachings or false prophets in the church first before he exposes the world. Interesting enough, it is my King Yeshua's birthday. We've been on Twitter or X for 10 years, and we've been on YouTube for 10 years. So December the 6th was our birthday, and we turned 10 years old. I know that the Lord has called me to speak on the wealth transfer more recently, but I've been around for a long time, and I've spoken about various topics that were removed from YouTube because of censorship. The older videos that were removed from YouTube from 7 years ago, 8 years ago, if you go onto Twitter and you screen down my Twitter feed, you'll see the links there, and the links are no longer working because YouTube removed all those videos. Anyway, I've been around for a while, and it's my birthday, so if you could wish my King Yeshua happy birthday, that would be great. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so emotional. And so this third part of the prophecy is about a Red Sea event, and we're witnessing the Red Sea event happening now because there's a Red Sea crisis. The Lord also showed me that the canals are very important for this particular wealth transfer. In a different dream, he showed me that the Panama Canal will have no water, no liquidity, and the Suez Canal will be blocked. And we noticed that the Suez Canal is being blocked by the war zone that is being created in the Red Sea. Initially, the Lord spoke to me about Yemen. I'll put that prophecy up here, and we see that Yemen is the cause of the Red Sea crisis. And so there we see another fulfillment tick off the list in terms of that particular prophecy. We're at the Red Sea event. We also see the fact that there's global players coming to the scene. There is the United States with Prosperity Guardian sending their warships. It's more about the oil. I've interpreted the meaning of ships from 11 months ago. If you go back and you look at my Christmas presentation, I speak about ships there. And again, in my elemental decode, I speak about ships there. And now you're witnessing in the natural, the ships actually having issues in the Red Sea, having to be rerouted through the Cape of Good Hope. This, of course, the implications of oil and blockades, which was seen in the elemental film, will have repercussions on the economy, and it will have repercussions on the wealth transfer. So there again, we see another tick, another fulfillment. The reason why I'm speaking about fulfillment, and the reason why I'm speaking about the Lord fulfilling prophecy, is because one, accountability to the prophetic, and two, people might be new to my channel and might not really understand things that I've spoken about in the past. And so when you're weighing and judging somebody in the prophetic, it's important to showcase what the Lord is fulfilling in terms of what he has said to you in the past. And the last part of that prophecy, which I still feel is going to come to pass, I felt very apprehensive to share it, because who talks about World War III, 6 months to even nothing happening in the world arena, but the Lord would have me be faithful, to be obedient, to share those things. And so the last part of the prophecy speaks about how there will be a world event where people are getting involved in this particular war. We've already seen global involvement with the riots that have been happening, that have been either pro-Palestine or pro-Israel. A lot of marches have happened all over the world, and now we're seeing key players come to the Red Sea to militarize that zone. This will have implications on insurance, it will have implications on fuel cost, and many other things. But the Lord has been highlighting to me the importance of the canals, and why the canals are important for this particular wealth transfer. And here you see the fulfillment of that happening in real time. The Lord has recently been sharing with me the importance of the Ben Gurion canal, which is proposed to be built in Israel as a substitute for the Suez Canal. And all of this is playing into perpetuating, bypassing the Suez Canal and having trade go through Israel instead. And so those are all the things that the Lord has been showing me and speaking to me about. What I wanted to highlight today as part 2 is the Red Sea crisis. And if you look at that prophecy, the Lord says that there will be a Red Sea event that will catapult his people into the promise that he has chosen for the wealth transfer. Now, the Lord speaks in parallels with me, and the other time that he's spoken about the Red Sea is with the blessing that Jacob gives to Ephraim and Manasseh. He also said to me at the end of the year that we would say Ephraim and Manasseh. And so if you look at that prophecy about X marking the spot and how Jacob blesses Ephraim and Manasseh and he makes an X, we see that that prophecy also speaks about the Red Sea and crossing over. Remember, Christmas is a time of transition. It's a time of also crossing over. You're crossing over from one year to another year. And so I wanted to highlight that there is fulfillment in part. So it's prophecy in motion. Even if you look at the Bible, the Bible can give you a prophecy in a chapter of a book, and that can come to pass in stages. Similar with the red horse prophecy, we see that this prophecy is coming to pass in stages. First we had the red horse appearing in Israel. Now we're having the Red Sea event and the crisis in the Red Sea. All that is part of the prophecy in stages. And the third stage is where the Lord says many players will get involved. Many players will get involved to catapult Joseph to where he needs to be. And so I wanted to thank you very much for watching. Shabbat Shalom.